everybody, one of the simplest and most meaningful upgrades you can make to your vehicle is a new set of tires, and that's exactly what I've done for my truck. Big Green's got some new boots. This is a set of Cooper Discoverer STT Pros, and I'm gonna review them for you. So right away we'll go over everything you need to know about this tire, then we'll go hit the road, we'll see if they're noisy, and we'll hit some dirt to see how they handle off the pavement. So let's do it. To start off, let me tell you a few things about these tires. First of all, Armor Tech 3 carcass construction. What does that mean? Well, basically, and Cooper has been doing this for a long time, they take the first 2 plies and then they lay the 3rd ply on top of it at an 8-degree angle, essentially creating more protection so there's less gaps, making sure that you have good puncture protection on the sidewall of this tire. Now, like most modern all-terrains and mud terrains, the lugs come right over the shoulder here, and here on the sidewall you can see they have an alternating pattern from between having these little mud scoops and then having these pass-throughs. Now, if you come look really close right here, you can see these little dimples on the side of the tread blocks. Those are actually to help with mud ejection. Because it's not a flat surface for that mud to bond onto, it's supposed to just help, once you get the tire rolling again, throw the mud off of there. And it's worth mentioning, these STT Pros are M+S rated, so they should be decent in the snow. There's not a ton of siping, but more siping than you get on a mud terrain, that's for sure. You can see the little bit of siping here in the big tread blocks. That's definitely going to help you when things get wet. Finally, if you want some of the detailed specs, take a look at this chart from Cooper's website, which breaks down not only the weight of the tires, but also the different load ratings and of course all of the different sizes available. And talking about price, at the low end you're looking at about $600, while at the top end the most expensive set of STT Pros comes in at just about $1,800. And in the interest of full disclosure, you should know that Cooper provided these tires for review at no cost to TFL. Oh, and another thing, these tires make this truck look good. Or maybe it's vice versa. But one of the things I like about the STT Pros is you get these raised white letters. Now, you don't have to put them out. You can put them on the inside and just have a straight black face on the tire. But I definitely like having the white letters. It almost looks like a white wall when these things are in motion, so it's a bit of a cool retro look. And overall, performance just aside for a second, the STT Pros just look pretty dang tough. Okay everybody, just starting down the trail right now to see how these Coopers feel. This is a pretty tight little trail right here. You know what? I'm just gonna leave her in low here and let the engine braking work, because we're about to come down this hill through this little chute. So this is pure engine braking. It's a little fast. I'm gonna supplement with some real brakes. That's also partially because I don't have the T-case in low. Now right now we're going downhill and then we're going to turn around and come right back up. And everything is nice and dry today, but this hill's pretty steep, so I think it will test the tires okay. Okay, gotta grab the camera. Continue down the trail. There's a big step right there, which will be interesting on the way back up. So far coming down here, certainly no issues to report. Grip feels good, braking feels solid. Now again, it's all dry, so wouldn't expect too much else, but on the way back up we'll really be able to test and see if these things start slipping on the gravel, or if they're able to hold on tight and just drive me right back up that hill. So let's turn around and go back up. So in these trucks, there's a bull low, and that's what I'm using here. So far so good. Haven't felt any slippage. Okay, here comes There's this big step up on the right there. Yeah. Oh, no problem. Good job, BG. Yes, the grip is right there. It's immediate. It's even sandy here. Look, I'm gonna climb this little sandy hill. Yes. So far, these STT Pros have been entirely point and shoot. Point the truck at what you want to go over, and it shoots right over it. As we continue down this pretty simple trail here, let me tell you what I actually think the biggest change about Big Green is. Overall comfort, and that's actually twofold. We have a 1-2 punch here. First of all is the suspension. Now, if you guys missed it, I just put new suspension under this truck, a 4-inch Skyjacker lift, and before it was a block lift with big blocks in the rear. Now it's a proper suspension lift all the way around. So even out back, there's no blocks anymore. There's just nice long travel leafs, and that by itself, all by itself, made a massive difference. Honestly, a huge difference just switching out the suspension. But here's the thing, now that these new tires are on here, the STT Pros, this thing is actually so comfortable off-road. These tires, they sit at 35 PSI. I did not air them down. I mean, nothing I was doing today was very intense at all, so no need to air down. But at 35 PSI, these tires do a great job of also just sort of eating things up and providing some extra suspension. So in the last, month, I've done 2 upgrades on Big Green, suspension and tires, and the comfort and drivability of this truck shot way up there. Now, when I got the tires mounted and balanced and put on the truck, I also got an alignment, because after I installed that new suspension, the alignment was totally messed up. I was at least a quarter turn out of alignment, if not more. So now that's another thing adding to it. I got a new alignment, fresh alignment. The truck's never been aligned this well from the day I got it. So now it's actually, dead straight as an arrow cruising down the road. More comfortable suspension, and then more comfortable tires. So overall, Big Green now is just, a dream to drive compared to what it was. And another thing adding to the comfort of the truck now is tire noise and the lack of tire noise. Now, Big Green is a loud truck to begin with. I have all kinds of noise that comes up through the cab. It doesn't feel very well sound insulated at all. You can also hear I've got a bit of an exhaust header leak. I think I need a new gasket on my driver's side exhaust header. So, of course, this is a loud truck, but one of the things that you don't want to hear over top of all of that other noise is tire noise. And these STT Pros, you can hear them, of course. They're 35-inch tires, but they are way quieter than a set of mud terrains would be, because these are essentially super aggressive all-terrains. And so when you kind of think of them that way, you don't want them to be very loud, and they absolutely deliver. So when you actually look at the tread design on the tires, you can see what Cooper did to accomplish its goals. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about with the tread pattern. So Cooper calls it the 3-2 inner tread pattern, and you can see it goes from 3 small tread blocks to 2 big ones, 3 smalls, 2 bigs. And the difference is the big tread blocks have bigger spacing in between them, more like a mud terrain. The 3 small blocks have less spacing, more like an all-terrain. Once again, going for that split personality. Now for an update on Big Green as a whole, and you know what, I just made another change to the truck, something very simple, but it seems to have made a really big difference. A new battery. The battery kept dying on me, so I kind of thought maybe there was some parasitic drag on the battery, that something in the truck was sucking the battery dead. So then I took it out of the truck, I charged it up, I let it sit in my garage overnight. I came back in the morning, and there was still no charge in the battery. So clearly that battery was totally shot. I don't know what the deal was with it, and I don't know how long it had an issue, because I put a new battery in this truck, a big beefy battery, and all of a sudden everything seems to be running better. It starts better, it shuts down better, it seems to idle better. I swear, it used to have these little dips in RPM, and that's just not happening anymore. So you know what, maybe the truck was under batteried, or maybe it was just a crap battery, I'm not sure, but that one little thing, putting a new battery in, has made the entire truck run that much smoother. These STT Pros, I accomplished exactly what I wanted to on Big Green here. This truck lives 80 to 90% of its life on the pavement and on beautiful country roads like you saw today, and then just does a little bit of off-roading, and that's what these tires are great for, providing that comfort and quiet on-road ride while still being able to hang in the dirt, the mud, or the snow. So that's it for this review, guys. Make sure you go below, leave a comment, hit like, hit subscribe, and then come right back here to the channel for the latest news, views, and real world reviews. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's a beautiful day, and I gotta keep driving. See ya.